Hi, I'm Rebecca, and this is my vlog about knitting. We're talking about knitting, and today we're going to talk about all the things that you guys love to knit, because apparently that is what some people want. So I assume that some of y'all like to knit sad beige sweaters that are classics and heirlooms and will last you forever and are seamed up and are perfect and cool. Fantastic. Happy for you. Happy for you. Not my vibe, but you know, whatever. I hope you enjoy that. You know, and everybody should knit what they enjoy. I can't think of a single sweater like that I would want to knit, but if you do, happy for you. I don't have a lot to say about that. I thought I would. Petite Knits, yeah, people like her. Good designer. Never knit anything of hers. But yeah, so congratulations on your opinions about knitting. I think that's fantastic, and all of your projects are great, and obviously you love them, unless you don't, but you pick patterns that are fantastic and much more your vibe, and I just want to let you know that I think that is great. I wish I had prepared some kind of like actual dialogue about that where I could tell you all about what you like to knit. Sorry. I can do more research. Let me know if you guys are interested in me talking about what you want to knit. Unfortunately, this is me talking about what I like to knit. And if you want to hear about what you want to make, you can use YouTube to like the search bar. You don't have, I'm not the only video maker on TikTok. I don't make any videos on TikTok. I'm not the only person on YouTube. There are plenty of other people to watch that you might like more than me. I can't imagine that that's the case, but if you do, I mean, this is just a disclaimer, okay? I'm gonna talk about things that you might not like, and if you don't like that, that's okay. You can close it out. If you don't know how to do that, I can help you. You can keep scrolling. I don't know, man. I don't know, guys. Like, I'm trying my best to make sure that the titles reflect what I talk about, the thumbnails reflect what I talk about, and I mention it right away in the beginning so that everybody knows what I'm going to talk about. So at some point you have to take responsibility for yourself. If you don't want to watch this, don't, because I'm not going to talk about your projects, okay? I'm not. Your projects, you talk about them. Make your own videos. I think it's really interesting that people will tell me that they don't like what I'm talking about when they have no videos themselves. I don't want to make myself sound awesome or anything like that, but it takes a little bit of courage to stand in front of a camera and say what you want and then put it out on the internet, because people will have their opinions and have no problem sharing them with you, and they will criticize you for literally everything. And for me, a person who is the most insecure person that you will ever meet, that's a big deal. That's a big deal. I never thought that I would ever sit in front of a camera and talk to it and then post it to the internet, because I pretty much don't like anything about my appearance. I don't really like my voice, but I appreciate all of you guys who do. I really do. Make your own videos about your own stuff and you will find your people, okay? So now that we're 4 minutes in, I'm going to talk about Stephen West stuff. And if that offends you, I would love for you to go find something else, okay? It's gonna happen, and I don't wanna trigger anybody, but that's what we're talking about today. I'm not gonna talk about Clue 3. It just came out. I think it's too early. I hate spoilers. Hate spoilers. And so we're not gonna talk about that. The only thing I'm gonna say is that it is not my favorite thing to knit, but it's okay. It's okay. I think that this is gonna be fine. It's gonna be fine. I'm not worried about it. I think that I'm gonna make it through. So good for me. I'm not gonna show it to you. I'm not gonna show Clue 3 to you. I'm just gonna show you the other side. This is what it looks like so far. Super jazzed about it. Do people say that? Super jazzed about it, what it looks like. The colors are the same as Stephen West's colors that he used in his exploration station. And I love that I thought of that. And I love the way it's working up. Probably not gonna wear it. Not really my colors. Yeah, I mean, you've heard everything I have to say about that. Really, there's nothing nothing new. It's just that the clue came out today, and I woke up at 3:19 this morning because I have an app called MyShake where it alerts you to earthquakes, and it gives you a couple seconds to take cover, and it tells you how big the earthquake might be, so that you have a little bit of information before it comes. And it just happened in California, and people were really mad that it said the earthquake was going to be really bad. And I think that I'd rather them predict it worse than better, in my opinion. So today is like National Shakeout Day, Washington, maybe, I don't know, where everybody 10/19 practices what they're going to do in the event of an earthquake. The schools and places of work. But for some reason there was a glitch, and mine went off at 3:19 in the morning. So that was fun, and it wasn't just me, but I have been up since 3:19. I usually wake up around 3:45 to 4 o'clock in the morning. My boyfriend starts work really early, so he gets up at 4 o'clock in the morning, and I'm just on that schedule now, and I go to bed at like 8. So sometimes 9. I'm a real party animal. So I had carpet beetles. I had a carpet beetle in my yarn, and I have been researching it so much. Here's the thing, is that everything I can read says that if you find one, you have a ton. I haven't experienced that. I saw one bug and 2 larvae, shells or whatever, I think, and they were dead. And I haven't seen a single thing more. I'm going through my entire stash and I haven't seen anything. I vacuumed my carpet and I didn't see a single thing. I have gone through some of my bedding and things that are in my bedroom. I haven't seen a single thing. I haven't found any evidence of any other things in my house. And some people have this problem and it can take years to eradicate. Like literally, I saw people talking about fighting this for years. I don't want to do that. It sounds horrible, but I don't know what to do. Like, do I just go nuclear on my house and like bag all of my cloth? Because apparently there's mixed opinions about whether or not they can eat acrylic or non-natural fibers. Apparently they can't digest it, so they'll avoid it. I don't know. So what I'm doing is I am bagging up all of my yarn. I got 200 of these bags. They hold about 1 skein each. You can see that. This is dandelions and daisies in the marigold color. And so what I'm doing is I'm putting them in the dryer for 20 minutes. My dryer gets up to 160 degrees. They say you only have to do 15 minutes, but I am doing 20. I inspect every single skein before I put it in the dryer, and I haven't found evidence of anything on any of them. But just to be safe, I'm putting them all in the dryer. And people have been concerned that it will felt. It doesn't, because I washed them individually in giant ones of these, like this. Okay, I put them in individually like this, although I just got these last night and I'm thinking about just using these. And I haven't had any, this one's already done, any issue with felting. And I have been researching felting, and what I have found is that it's friction and wetness. So these are not being washed. I'm not washing them and putting them in the dryer. I'm only throwing them in the dryer after inspecting them to see if there's any problems. That's not it. Inspecting them to see if there's any issues with it. I haven't found a single thing. Even the yarn that I found the larvae on and the bug did not have any apparent damage to it. So I don't know what's happening. I know that it was a carpet beetle because I Googled and it looked exactly like a carpet beetle. And the larvae looks exactly like a carpet beetle. So no issues with felting. Superwash, I have tried regular wool, not superwash, and that's been fine. I have been doing the same thing with my hand knits that were kind of in the pile, you know, sloppy. I'm just throwing my shit everywhere. And it's been fine. It's been 100% fine, except for a mohair skein. I did put a mohair skein in there to see what would happen, and it did felt. That sucks. That sucks a lot. But some of the mohair made it out okay, and I think that has to do with the acrylic content, because I have like, did it make it out okay? No, it's kind of felty. This is a loft from Knit Picks, but you can see that it's really easy to pull up some strands individually See, it's not hard. I don't think it's felted. So the Aloft made it out okay, but my mohair silk skein did not. I don't know if I'm gonna be able to pull it apart or whatever, but it's definitely kind of messed up. So that sucks. I don't know what to do about carpet beetles. I mean, have you guys had carpet beetles before? This is new to me. I've never had any kind of bug infestation in my life. We did have mice. That was awful because they got into my closet unbeknownst to me and ate my wool, my woolen things that I had hanging up there. That was devastating, but we got dogs and they just went away. Not that we weren't trying to get rid of them, because we were, but nothing worked until we got big dogs and now they're gone. But I've never had a bug infestation. I guess we had lice, but that's not nearly as bad as things that will actually eat my stuff. So I have these bags made out of organza. I don't know if that's, I know that like a bug can't get through there and an egg probably can't get through there and larvae is the problem and that can't get through there. So I'm hoping for the best there. I researched Ziploc bags and plastic type stuff like that. And the carpet beetles can eat through a plastic bag if they're determined enough. So that's not really even a good option. Plus, wool has moisture in it. It's like a lot of moisture in it. So if you don't give it access to air, it can mold, which I did not know. I heard a dry rot. I don't know if that's the same thing, but it can mold. And I don't want moldy yarn. So this is nice because it's breathable still. But I did read that even like a cedar chest won't help. You basically have to lock these things up in airtight containers, like the big airtight containers, and then put silica gel in there to like absorb moisture or whatever, so that you're not, your yarn won't mold. I've read so many things, like you have to get that earth that starts with a D, I can't pronounce it, and it's like sprinkle that all over your carpets and leave it for days and then vacuum it up and then keep doing that for the rest of your life. And I really don't want to do that. That sounds horrible. I don't know, man. I don't know. What am I supposed to do? I know some of you guys have dealt with this, right? Maybe somebody has dealt with this. I don't know. But it sounds awful. But I haven't seen any evidence of any more bugs or any more damage to anything yet. I haven't found it. So, do you guys think I should just go nuclear on this if I don't see anything else? I don't know. I'm such at a loss. This process of putting things in the dryer I thought was going to be a lot quicker than it is, but I don't want to stuff the dryer, and we have 2 dryers, and so I've been doing that nonstop, but I only have probably, I don't know, 40 or 50 skeins. You can see that they're all kind of like, let me show you. That's all I have done. Oh, I'm tilted now. So that's all I have done. I don't know. It's really stressful and I have so much more. Oh, and the other thing I learned, if you're interested, heavy things, not a good idea. So those balls of like wound cakes, not gonna work. This isn't heavy. I don't have anything that's heavy. I had to throw a lot of the heavy stuff like away because it came out of the bag and then like tangled around everywhere. But I have been putting like my hand knits. I'm just gonna grab this for an example. My daughter made me this actually. Cotton, and I just threw that in on its own, and that was fine because anything that was like touching all of that yarn in that pile has to go in there. So my works in progress have to go in. I've been taking the needles out and putting those in there in the organza bags, some of them. I don't know what to do. I feel really stressed out about it. And I want to do all my project bags. A lot of them are like zippered, and so I don't think it's a problem if they don't have holes in them, but I want to wash the outside of them so that it's not a problem. I don't know what to do, guys. Like, this is bad. I've never had anything like this before. I don't know what to do. I'm very anti-bug. We don't have our windows open. We don't have our doors. We don't leave our doors open. I don't know how it got in. We have screens on all our windows. I read that they can come in on fresh flowers, and my daughter was dating a guy for 1.5 years, and he was always bringing her fresh flowers, so maybe that's it. Not to spread her personal business, but they are not together anymore. which is a whole other thing. They broke up yesterday and it's very sad, but now I'm responsible for all of the driving to get her places, and she has a lot of places that she has to go now. She's got work, she's got college, and she has high school, 0 hour, and she's only there for 2 periods, so I have to pick her up, and the college is 15 minutes away, but by the time I have dropped her off and got home and picked her up and come home, it's like an hour in the car, and I'm really stressed out about that because A, I really hate driving, B, it's a lot of time out of my day, and A, back again to A, I hate driving. You guys, if you follow me for any amount of time, you know that I like basically have like agoraphobia. I hate going out in public. I hate going out in public. I hate leaving the house more than anything. And now I'm like in a situation where I have to get dressed every day, and that's weird. I never like had that problem since high school. I don't know. I know this is a lot of complaining, and I'm so sorry about that, but I don't mean it to be. It just is because I'm really worried about my yarn. Somebody asked right before I started this to see my building blocks shawl, since I talked about it, and that's a good idea, right? Okay, so this is my building block shawl. It's really shallow, but it is really, really, really long. And I used colors I don't remember, black and gray, and then this beautiful teal, and some Edison bulb and Madeline Tosh Merino Light. I love my colors in this. I love what I picked. I think it's so fun. And I think that's really what made the shawl. But you can see that, oh, maybe I should hold it up like that. We started with black and gray, went to yellow, black and teal, gray, yellow and teal, black again, yellow and gray, teal, black and gray, and then the border. And it went in like a pattern. And so it was really easy after like the second clue to figure out exactly what was gonna happen next. So there's brioche, stockinette, chevrons, this kind of weird garter. It wasn't very interesting. It was actually a slog. There was like 900 stitches or something by the time you got to the bottom. This is my favorite thing I've ever knit, and I do wear it. It's the only knit I ever wear. And you also have to realize that I actually like knotted it at the end because it's so long. And people are always asking me like, oh, is it supposed to be that way? Yeah, it is. It's my yarn. It's my project. It is supposed to be that way. That's how that works. Anything I do with my projects is how it's supposed to be because they're mine and I made them. And then you have the border, the I-cord that is like that. Favorite knit, building blocks. It was a mystery knit along by Stephen West, and it's my favorite thing I've ever knit. But like the thing is that if he had just released this and been like, here's a shawl pattern, I would have never knit it. It would not have happened. It's just so much knitting. It's so much boring knitting, and it's so long that I would have been like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I'm not doing that, Stephen. That's ridiculous. But I think this is 100% wearable. You know, I wear it all the time. I wear it in the winter, obviously. Black and gray are my colors. You know, see, like, look how cute that is. I do it all the time. It's really long. Let's see if I can stand up and show you. So, I love this thing so much, so freaking much. And that's why I do the mystery knit along, so I can have completed shawls they're on the floor, that I normally wouldn't knit. I love it. Highly recommend if you have the endurance to do something like that. I think you should because it was a lot of fun. Breaking it up over 4 or 5 weeks was really nice. I would not have had the endurance to do that. Yeah, so that's where I'm at right now with my life. I hope that this was okay. I hope that everybody who kept going after the disclaimer is okay with what happened with the knits that I showed. I hope that's okay with everybody. I feel like on some level it's your own fault at this point. Can you tell that I'm being like super snarky? My plan with this yarn, now I'm gonna pivot. My plan with this yarn was to take off the labels before, because I didn't want to put paper in my dryer. Take off the labels and then tape them back on. That was really stupid because I'm bagging them. So I realized that at some point that I could just put the label in the bag with it since it's being stored this way now, and it really doesn't, I don't have to worry about wrapping it back up or taping it or anything like that. So that's good. See, I'm smart. I came up with that too late. This is a disaster. It's a disaster. I don't really know what else to say. I'm sorry this is so depressing. Sorry this is so depressing, but right now I'm feeling really overwhelmed with my life, and I'm feeling very overwhelmed with, oh, my daughter also has work she has to be taken to every day. So then, you know, it's a lot. I'm feeling really overwhelmed with my life right now. I got a lot happening, and all I really want to do is knit on my Stephen West thing. I think this is going to be gorgeous. I think that this is going to be an absolute winner, and it's going to be really sad if he doesn't do it again, right? I mean, maybe some people will be happy he doesn't do it again, but at this point, I promise you, no matter what happens, I'm not changing it. I'm not ripping back out. I don't care. I will continue to knit this, even if there's controversy, even if it's horrifying. I don't care, because you know what? I'm never going to wear it anyway. Nobody's ever going to see this ever again. And I'm not worried about it. On that note, think about this for a second. Say that you knit the original version and you were wearing it out in public, and maybe you even wore it to a yarn convention. How many people are going to look at that, see what some people see, including myself, and then actually have the nerve to come up and confront you about it? People are brave on the internet. They're not brave out in public. No one, non-knitters and knitters alike, is going to come up to you and confront you about your shawl. It's just not going to happen. People don't actually care that much, man. They don't care that much. So my point with that is, whatever happens with the shawl is between me and the shawl, and no one, it'll never see the light of day. So I really just have lost interest in ripping back. It's not, and hopefully that doesn't happen at all, but I'm literally not going to do that. So if you guys are looking for somebody who's going to be like, oh, I'll rip back out because, you know, whatever reason, no, I'm not doing that, man. I'm not doing it. You shouldn't either. I think we should all just protest against ripping out our mystery knits because, you know, somebody didn't like it. Including myself, I don't know. All right, so that's all I have today to share, which actually this was really long. If you're still with me, thank you. Follow me on Instagram. I follow back. I follow knitters back. Unless you have a private account and you don't want me to follow you, like, I totally understand that, but I'm just here for knitting friends. I'm not here for money. I'm not here for clout. I'm not here for fame. I just want knitting friends. I want to fill my life up with knitting friends and people who love the same thing I do. So I follow back. I'm really shy. I'm actually really shy. It's even hard for me sometimes to reply to the comments, even though I really love them, because I'm afraid I'm going to say something stupid. So I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's just how I am. But I try. I'm like, I think I'm doing a lot better at replying to comments right now. Maybe that's because of my medication that seems to be working a little better. So maybe that's why. But absolutely, I will be your knitting friend. I would love to talk to you about knitting all day long. I just won't probably initiate that contact, sorry. I don't use Ravelry as any kind of social media. I don't know how to use Ravelry as a social media, and I'm not really into that. I have too much social media as it is. So if you add me on Ravelry or message me on Ravelry, I might add you back if I get around to it, but for me, it's just a pattern database. What else? Anything else? I have a Facebook account. If you find me on Facebook, please don't add me. That's for my family and friends that I know in real life. That's where I post pictures of my kids and things like that, and I like to keep that more private. But my Instagram is 100% for knitting friends. The magic is in the stories. I don't post a lot to my grid. I post in my stories every day. I think I'm funny. I think I'm kind of hilarious, actually, in my stories. And so just follow me there. Okay, we're at 25 minutes. I have nothing else, I don't think. And if I think of something, I guess I'll bring it to your attention tomorrow, I guess. All right, have a good day. I hope that you have so much knitting time, and I will talk to you guys later.